Hey guys, so I'm going to do a quick tip today. Um, Teacher appreciation is going to come around. So we're going to have some pencil cups coming around and Elmer glue cups and all kind of other stuff that's going to come. And this will also be a good tip for any cups that you do. So if you look in the group, I do the pencil cups, and what I started doing is using acrylic paint as a base and adhesive all in one, right? So this is one I just finished. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys how, I'm not going to show you how I do the pencil cut, but I'm going to show you how I glitter with the acrylic paint as a base coat and adhesive. So I got this technique, if anybody knows, in the Cuptisserie says, Ashley Lynn Mears, she did the dotted cup using acrylic paint as an adhesive and a base coat in one. So I was like, why couldn't I also do that with the pencil cup, just to cut down some steps in time? Because the pencil cup, it's hand glittered. I don't use HTV or any of that, so it does take some time. So what I do is I tape the cup off. I'll tape the zigzag. You can barely see it, but I tape the gold zigzag off, and then I tape the silver off. And then what I'll do is I'll glitter the pink, then I do the yellow, right? Yeah, I'll glitter the pink, then I do the yellow, and then I do the black because the black is on bottom. So I glitter from top to bottom, and then when I tap and get rid of the loose glitter, anything that falls in the black I'm really not concerned about, because all it's going to do is make it shine under the epoxy. So once the pink, yellow, and black are done, I take the cup and I seal it with the Rust-Oleum Crystal Clear Sealer, all right, so that it's completely sealed. And you'll see why I do that in just a second, why I seal before I go to the next step. And then I'm going to do the gold, and then I'll do the silver. Now, that's just a quick explanation on that. So I got a gold acrylic paint, all right? Well, I'm gonna remove the tape because I don't want my paint to dry out. So I'm gonna remove this tape. And this is the chevron frog tape. You can also cut the chevron pattern on vinyl and do it. But that's the chevron frog tape that I got off Amazon. And I started using the acrylic paint to do my glitter when I have multicolors like that, to save me some time, because it saves a step. All I'm going to have to do is one layer of glitter. I don't have to come back and do another layer or any of that. And the acrylic paint actually seems to dry faster than straight Mod Podge. Alright, so I'm going to pour a little bit of the paint in here. I don't need a whole lot. Anyway, just a tiny bit. And you try to get a color that's going to match your glitter as close as you can. This doesn't really, it's not going to match that much, but it's going to make a difference. So I'm just going to paint, right? Now, because it's glittered, I'm not too worried about going, because when I put the paint here, I hit the black, and unless I really just force the paintbrush over it, it just stops. It's like a little line of division there. So And what I do is I put down 1 coat of acrylic paint, and the same way with the yellow. When I push it up, it'll stop. I'm going to put down a coat of acrylic paint, and then I'm going to let that dry for just a couple minutes, and then I'll do another coat. But in that second coat, and this tip, I don't know if she did it first or not, but she was the first person that I saw do it. I'm going to mix a little bit of Mod Podge into my acrylic paint. And it's going to help the glitter to adhere to the cup a lot better. Because when I first did the pencil cup this way last year, some people were saying how when they did it, the glitter did not really stick all over, adhere all over. So incorporating Jamie's putting the adhesive inside the paint and then painting the second layer, it really helped. Making sure you only have to do 1 layer. And you can also do this with the 1 color glitter cup too. Like, you can use acrylic paint as a base coat. Before I started spray painting, I used acrylic paint as my base coat. So it's totally doable. All right, so while that's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the tape from where the silver will go. And on that part, I'm just gonna apply straight Mod Podge. All right, so again, it's gonna stop when I hit the yellow. So I'm just gonna go all the way around. So I didn't particularly like this method, trying to do an ombre, but if you have a 2-color, like not an ombre, just a regular 2-color tumbler, this would be a good way to do it. So just filling in, and I'm just going to go around and I'm going to make sure that I have it completely covered with the silver. I mean with the Mod Podge, the silver completely covered with Mod Podge. All right, so now I'm going to apply the silver glitter. So when I apply this glitter, watch how it just falls off the pink and yellow. It's not going to stick. So I just go around it twice to make sure that I got it good. And I didn't use paint on the silver part because it's the tumbler is already stainless steel, right? All right, so give it a nice tap. And y'all see that? Because I sealed the pink, the yellow, and the black before I did the silver or the gold, there's no glitter contamination, cross contamination. All right. And that is why I seal those colors before I move on. It's an added step, and you have to wait like about 10 to 15 minutes. Well, I wait about 10 to 15 minutes for my sealer to dry, but it really helps. And you don't have to wait for the entire cup to dry to do dry brushing. All right, so I have a little bit of Mod Podge in here, and I'm just gonna pour that acrylic paint in there. And then I'm gonna mix it. And you don't need a whole lot, just enough. Alright. And then I'm going to go back over the gold. And I do 2 layers of the acrylic paint to make sure I get a good base coat of it on there. And usually I'd give the gold a little bit more time to dry, but I want to show y'all this real quick. So I just wanted you guys to see another way. This is another way that you can glitter your tumblers. And then this way, like I don't normally have to do touch-ups at all. Once I apply 1 coat of glitter, I'm good to go. And it just helps everything to move a little faster. Alright, and then I'm going to apply the gold. And I'm just going to go around a second time and make sure I get it completely covered. Alright. So because I don't want any of the silver to go in the gold, when I tap it, I'll just put the silver off, make sure it's not on top of my paper. Now give it a nice little tap. So that is a way that you can use acrylic paint as your base coat and your adhesive all in one. And it works really, really well. Especially for people who, oh crap, especially for people who are not good at spray painting or can't spray paint for whatever reasons, for fumes, for weather. Acrylic paint is awesome. It's the way I used to do everything, and it's the way I still do some stuff, as you can see with the pencil. So in these cups, I mean, if you can learn to do the pencil tumblers, these things sell year round. Year round. I'm still making these. They sell year round. So, yippity yep. And if you notice, like, oh, another tip. On this one, the yellow and pink are the same on each cup, right? But you see, on this one, it's kind of dull, and on this one, it's not. On this one, I sprayed with the crystal clear sealer, and on this one, I sprayed with the matte sealer. And that's how it looked. Now, when I put epoxy on it, it's going to brighten back up. But I'm not sure it'll be as sparkly as this one, but it will shine back up. But I think I'm going to stop using matte sealer and use crystal clear. Oh, you're welcome, Michelle. You should definitely try one. I have a video in the group on how to do it, and I definitely recommend you try one, and it's really not hard. And if you don't want to do glitter, there's YouTube tutorials and other groups where people are using HTV, glittered HTV, and cut it and wrap it around their tumblers, which I think will work better on a straight. But I think they also have the cut file for the tapered tumblers too. That chevron tape on this one I got off of Amazon. It's the frog tape, chevron tape. I didn't really like it. I had bought it to try it out to see if I would like it. I didn't really like it that much, but I cut out a chevron pattern on my silhouette cameo, and I prefer that. And then some people just cross the masking tape too. They don't even cut, but I prefer to cut the chevron pattern on my silhouette cameo. I didn't really like the chevron frog tape as much as I thought it would. I thought it would be cool, but it wasn't that cool. And that's it. If y'all have any more questions or whatever, comment under the live or shoot me a private message, and I will do my best to answer your question. And I'll see y'all later.